So as scrutiny over those deleted texts by the Secret Service is growing, we're learning that some agents, they're lawyering up now. Tony Ornato, who left his role as the head of Trump's security detail to become Deputy White House Chief of Staff for Operations. Robert Engel, who was Trump's lead Secret Service agent, and Trump's driver, who were all part of that testimony by Cassidy Hutchinson about a month ago, have all retained counsel. That's according to Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren. It is a move that she calls unusual. And as Frank Figliuzzi writes, while there's no direct evidence that the loss of text messages was intentional, the damage to the Secret Service's reputation can only get worse if an investigation determines that the texts in question were deliberately deleted. Joining me now is MSNBC News national security analyst and contributor Frank Figliuzzi. He's also a former assistant director for counterintelligence at the FBI. Frank, as always, it's great to talk to you. D.C. Homeland Security Chief Donald Harvin saying on MSNBC this: at worst, it is a conspiracy. At best, it is incompetence. What do you make of that?
Yeah, he's right. And after 25 years of my own in a large federal bureaucracy, I often remind people never jump straight to malicious intent without first ruling out human ineptitude. So, you know, this decision, whoever made it, actively or passively, to let this pre-planned phone transition continue on, despite understanding, right, or not understanding the gravity of what happened on January 6th. The fact that inevitably they would be asked for this. And now we know the facts chronologically. They were asked to provide communication.
Right.
So they went forward anyway. Yeah, bureaucratic ineptitude or maliciousness. I'm beginning to side, you know, towards some kind of malicious intent when we hear that agents have lawyered up, but yet it's their prerogative. It's their right to lawyer up. I understand that.
Yeah, reminded on multiple occasions, by the way, both before and after January 6th. Let me read for folks a little bit more of what you wrote, and I want you to expand on it if you can. This blind spot has left the service reeling from a self-inflicted wound over public perceptions of its response to January 6th related congressional and inspector general document request. Talk more about this blind spot and what you mean by that.
Yeah, look, I feel like this is deja vu all over again, because I'm saying some of the same things I said when the public perception of the FBI was that it had become politicized, right? And certainly we have President Trump to thank for that. We have some decision making in prior FBI administration, the whole Comey, Hillary Clinton email thing. So I was saying what I'm going to say now about the Secret Service. The brand and reputation of a federal law enforcement agency is literally all they've got. When they flash that badge, when they need to make something happen, when they need citizen cooperation, it's all about whether the citizen says, I don't know if you have any credibility left. I don't know if I trust you. And now if that's extended to the agency that protects the highest level of our government, right, those people have to have complete trust and faith in that Secret Service detail. So if they don't, because they think the details become politically compromised, like the fact that Tony Ornato got a political operational role in the Trump White House, big mistake, as I say in my column, then we've got a problem. We've got a problem at the highest level.
Has it ever happened before, Frank, of a Secret Service agent becoming a political operative?
To my understanding, this is unprecedented. And again, this goes toward leadership. The decision to allow, even if allegedly the president was demanding it, right? I like this guy Ornato. I want him down the hall from me. I want him in this role. You've got to say no. You just have to preserve the apolitical nature of your agency, or you have to walk away. And that did not happen. Now, the Secret Service director is retiring. He's announced that. We know that. 30 years of commendable service. But in the column, I ended by saying, look, they've had scandals before. There's prostitution in Colombia, in Cartagena during an official trip with Obama that multiple agents were caught up in. This culture has to stop. And how do you do that? You need to reach outside the agency, get a director that hasn't come up through the ranks so that strategic change can finally be implemented.
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating. You bring up such a great point, because the Secret Service had for a long time skirted around the idea of being political, as other agencies had grappled with that, i.e. the FBI, as you had just talked about. And now it seems like they have fallen prey to that as well, because you always had this perception the Secret Service protected the president no matter who it was.
Tony Ornato himself was involved not only in heading the detail for Trump, but previously he was on the detail for Obama, George W. Bush, right? That's the job. It doesn't matter. They like to say the people elect the president, we protect the president. We got to get back to that. We've got to get back to that. They've got to restore their credibility, and they've got to understand the perception when they close ranks and deny, instead of just saying, look, we're going to be transparent on this. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Now, one step, interestingly, was on their own, forensically, they claim to have discovered that 10 of the 24 agents being looked at did have texts that were not retained. That's their own work. And now, ironically, the IG with a criminal inquiry has told them, stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. I've got this. It's criminal now. So it's quite a mess, Yasmin. And it's actually sad to see because the Secret Service has a very storied, successful past.